Hi folks, hope you're well. So, yesterday, what was coming to mind yesterday is that I should do a video about perfection and about, the years that God has been telling me about that and how that's been changing. Yeah, because it's an interesting point. Well, basically, 2001, the end of 2001. Sorry, 2021, the end of that year. That's when it really started. And yeah. Because I was thinking that I might get a wife in the future. I was asking God to basically sort me out. Yeah, my body, everything. Yeah, because I believed that God could do that. Reform people completely. Yeah. Make them absolutely perfect. And make them younger and sort all their teeth out, their bones and everything. I knew that God could do that, but I didn't know why I knew it. So I was asking him to sort my teeth out because they're a bit annoying. I've got issues with my teeth, so therefore, okay. And I was believing he would do it. And just waiting, believing he would do it. And I was speaking to him about my body because I was going to the gym, to keep my fit okay and my body okay. Because obviously, if I have a wife, I want a good body for her because it's good for her. Yeah. And so that's what it was at that point in time, believing that God would do that. And believing that, when you started walking as a son, then God would do that. Well then, okay. That was how it sort of started. Coming to the point very, very recently of having a fuller understanding of partaking of the fruit of the tree of life and what that would mean. And basically what that means is exactly what God was talking to me about at the end of 2021. So when you look back and you see how God is doing things, it's absolutely amazing because okay, he knew then now I'll be talking about really being perfect and be completely full of life rather than decay and death, and what that means. And he wanted that to happen, to talk about that sort of stuff, because that's his will for us. But to say when you understand the journey you've been on, that God started you thinking about things years ago, and those things have led to what you're now understanding, that you were asking questions to God all those years ago, and it's now you now have an understanding that came originally from those questions, and you understand that God put those questions in you because he wanted you to get to this point. And it's And again, doing videos where the background video is, the other colleagues I had before. Yeah. You think about what happened then, and there's still pain about that. But obviously, that was a start of what's been happening now. Although, obviously, the start was earlier. Well, as I said, basically, in 24 years ago, over a song, and in the song it was saying, "Shake me, break me, and make me." And I asked him to do that for me, because I knew there was a lot of issues in me. Because as a kid, I was in care. My mother didn't want me. My father didn't want me. He wanted a new woman because my mum was with another man at that time. So therefore the father wanted a new woman, and she didn't want another woman's kids. So therefore he didn't want me. And my mum, because she had a boy just before she was pregnant with me, she didn't want me straight away. As soon as she knew she was pregnant, she didn't want that kid, because she had a young kid already. And as I said before, in that time, 69, or basically 68 it would have been, the end of 68, there were so many things that were happening at that time for young men and women. And as a young woman, you're married and you've got one kid, a little baby, and you're pregnant again with another one. At that time, that's a difficult situation. A very difficult situation to be in. So as I say, I understand that. That's the point. I was a kid in care, and in all those years, you get abused in every way you can be, and that happens, and it happened. But therefore, there was a lot of mess, and I knew I had to be shaken, broken, and made properly, because obviously, I wasn't. Well, when I was basically, I think the first time it happened, I was about 4, when I broke my leg. And in 3 years again, I broke the leg again, the same leg. So therefore, it's quite possible that that leg wasn't put back properly. And basically, that's the same with our soul and our mind. It was broken by everything that happened. And he had to break everything to make it as it should be. Because although it was supposed to be broken, until it was supposed to be fixed. And when the other collies were taken away, that was the last break in me. That was the last break. It was a big one, really big one, but that's the last one. And I was talking to someone the other day, yesterday wasn't it? And I said to him, I was watching someone talking about acting, a football player, an old football player. Ian Wright was talking about that. He was he was in a field, not a field, film, and they asked him, "Will you be an actor in the future?" He said no, because when they says, basically start acting, he was so scared that he couldn't really do it. He was really scared. It took a lot of time to do it. But I said to that person, I could do it now. No problem at all. I could do it now. I couldn't do it before, but I can do it now. And the reason is no fear. I've got no fear now at all. But at that time, in October, that sort of time, 2021, well, just before that, actually, just before that, I had two massive fears in me. Losing my family, which was the dogs. One reason I had so many dogs is because obviously I knew that they would die earlier than I would. So therefore I knew that would really bloody hurt me. So I thought, okay, the way to deal with that is let them have pups and keep one pup from them. So therefore when the older ones die, I have the pups to care for. So therefore it'll be easier for me. Because losing them, even the idea of losing Molly was the first one I got. The idea of losing her and Chewie was just awful. So that was one huge fear. The other fear was trusting God. That I couldn't trust in God. And both of those fears were realised, or at least understood to be realised at that time. And so coming into 2022, I no longer had any fear. There was no reason for me to fear at all now, because I've gone through the two worst fears and still here. They didn't kill me. And so so now I could do things that I couldn't do before because I have no fear. There was no reason for me to fear at all. So so there you go. I will leave it to it. But as I say, it's very interesting when you look at the journey and not only what you went through, but also what you've learned from that time. So there you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.